So this is homework week 12 for Mr. Reed's Year 9 maths class, and you'll notice the deadline is Tuesday the 4th, which is Tuesday next week. What you need to do is, working on the little A5 sheet I've given you, is correct the homework from last week by watching how I do the questions on this video. So we'll get straight on with it. As we go, I'm going to talk about some mistakes people have made. The first one is this thing here in blue. Now this was on the homework, and it said to look back in your maths book and try and help yourself, remind yourself how to do all the various topics, and people just aren't doing this. There's so many students, maybe 20 students in the class, that are making mistakes on things that they've got completely right in class. So it's up to you to look back in your book and make more of an effort to actually see how we did it, look at the examples and so on. Now this is how we actually did it a couple of days ago in class. When working out interest, what you need to do is make sure you realise you're going to add 6% on to this amount. So your answer is going to be more than 500. This is a quick way to do it. You times by 1.06. That's how you add on 6%. What you need to do is multiply the number in the question, 500, by that. And if you do that, you get the answer 530. And that's allowed on a calculator. To add 10% on, you times the amount of money in the question, which is 3,000, by 1.10. That's how you add 10% on, and you get 3,300 if you type it into your calculator. Now those of you that did it the long way, 10%, 5%, 1%, that way is fine without a calculator, but we've been working with these decimals in class this week, so you are allowed to use that quick way. Last one, adding on 4%. We're looking for an answer bigger than 450 because we're increasing by 4%, times by 1.04. That's how you increase by 4%. The answer is £468. Type it into your calculator, see that that's correct. And so a target for a lot of this group is to use these decimals to quickly answer this question. Let's look at question 2. Now this uses exactly the same technique. So if I start by saying the amount of money multiplied by 1.05, that's how you add on 5%. And that would be it if it said 1 year, but it says 7 years. So you do power 7 up there. And if you type that into your calculator, £4,221.30. And if you remember to round it to the nearest penny whenever you're working with money, and don't forget the pound sign. Right, let's get moving on to question 3. Now question 3 is an expand and simplify question. If I point to this word simplify, a lot of you forgot to do that bit. You did seem to realise that you have to multiply to expand, but then some of you just stopped. And I'll show you what that would look like if I just stopped too soon on this question. So if I multiply 3 and x, I'll get 3x. Multiply 3 and 2, I get 6. Multiply 2 and x, I get 2x. And if I multiply 2 and 10, I get 20. And at that point, some of you stopped. I've written equals question mark in your book. You need to collect your x's together, 5x. You need to collect your numbers together, 26. And that's how that question works. And if you do the same on the next one, you should get the answer 8x plus 4 plus 6x plus 6. And if you collect those together, that's 14x plus 10. And if we keep going, 7x minus 14 plus 4x minus 12. Collect your x's, 11x, that's easy. It's this bit that's a problem for some of you. Minus 14, take away 12 more. When you start getting these right, that's minus 26. If you're on minus 14 and you take away 12, you end up on minus 26. And the last one, 3x minus 6 minus 4x. And then look at this, minus 4 times minus 1 is plus 4. Collecting together, 3x minus 4x is minus x, and minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2. And this minus sign here was missing from a lot of students' answers, and that's because you've forgotten that 3x, take away 4x, is minus x. And that is literally the same as saying 3 take away 4 is minus 1. You are making a mistake on this maths, and that's causing you to make a mistake with the algebra version of that question. Right, so that's it, question 3. What I'm going to do now is just stop the video, and then you'll need to watch part 2 to see the answers to the other questions.